Today we're diving into something that could transform your health in ways you never imagined, and trust me, you'll want to stick around because what I'm about to share will challenge everything you thought you knew about liver health. Let me start by introducing myself. I'm Dr. Marc Sense and I'm thrilled to have you here with us today. Before we go any further, I'd love to know where you're watching from, so drop your location in the comments below. Now let's talk about your liver and the powerful foods that can restore its full function. Here's something most people get wrong: your liver isn't necessarily dirty and it doesn't accumulate toxins like some kind of toxic waste dump. In fact, the main function of your liver is to detoxify poisons, chemicals, and toxins, but it's not a storage facility for these harmful substances. The only exception is when you have a fatty liver, because these toxins get stored in your fat cells. When your liver becomes inflamed, it heals with scar tissue and you can develop cirrhosis, losing function and creating all sorts of serious health issues. But here's the key: the liver itself is not a reservoir for toxins, so I want to shift our focus to the best foods that can re-establish the full function of your liver. These foods will get your liver operating at its highest level for detoxification, and yes, you can totally do this with the right dietary choices. Before we dive into those foods, let me explain the different functions of your liver, because understanding this is crucial. Your liver has the ability to detoxify, and it makes bile, which acts like a detergent to help you break down fats and extract certain nutrients. Your liver is also a main producer of hormones, and yes, you heard that right. One of these hormones is IGF-1, which stands for insulin-like growth factor number 1. This hormone is very similar to growth hormone, which is made by your pituitary gland and sent to the liver, where it works through the system. You can consider IGF-1 as an extension of growth hormone because it performs very similar functions. It has everything to do with helping you burn fat, and it's an anabolic hormone that helps you build muscle. It plays a crucial role in building proteins, and it can help tap into your fat reserves and stored sugar reserves for fuel. Your liver also makes steroid hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Even vitamin D3, which actually acts like a hormone in the body, is produced by the liver. In fact, it probably is a hormone, but we classified it as a vitamin. Another important sex hormone is cortisol, the main anti-inflammatory hormone in your body. This is the main hormone that helps you adapt to stress, and without cortisol, your body can't handle stress properly. Here's something fascinating: 80% of the cortisol flowing through your bloodstream originates from your liver. All these steroid hormones come from one single building block: cholesterol. The liver is not just part of making cholesterol, but plays a real key part in the creation of hormones. What's interesting is that people take certain drugs to block cholesterol like statins, and guess what happens to these hormones? You won't be able to make them efficiently and you'll have all sorts of problems. Your liver makes a good portion of the cholesterol in your body, and here's a surprise for you. If you guessed that cholesterol is made from dietary sugars, you'd be absolutely correct. So cholesterol is made from carbs, and cholesterol also helps make certain proteins. These proteins transport things in the body like cholesterol, estrogen, testosterone, and different hormones. Because these hormones made from cholesterol can't travel well through the blood, your liver packages them iodine mononitride proteins so they can be transported. Your liver has a post-office function in that it can package certain things and send them throughout your body. These proteins don't just transport substances, they also buffer or regulate certain hormones. If there's too much estrogen or too much cortisol, for example, your liver will buffer that with these proteins to make sure things stay in balance. Those are just some of the many functions of the liver, which actually has 500 different functions. Now here's where I need you to do something really important for me. If you're finding this information valuable, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because it gives tremendous strength to our channel and helps us reach more people who need this information. Also, don't forget to check the link in the description for our exciting giveaway contest. Before I get to the foods, let me briefly mention the different symptoms that occur when you have damage to the liver. One would be itchiness in the body, and another would be when your skin and the whites of your eyes turn yellow, which is called jaundice. The next symptom is lethargy, and then you have achy joints. So many people who are stiff and have inflammation in the joints really have a liver problem. Feeling nauseous is a big symptom of liver issues, and having lowered cognitive function could be liver-related. If you have gallstones, there's definitely a problem with the liver simply because the liver makes bile, and it's a deficiency of bile combined with a high level of cholesterol that creates gallstones. Now let's dive into the best foods for your liver, starting with number 1. Cruciferous vegetables are at the top of the list, and I'm talking about kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, radish, arugula, wasabi, and mustard greens. They are all cruciferous vegetables, and they're very high in a natural phytonutrient called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane helps to detoxify the liver and helps get rid of inflammation, which leads to insulin resistance, high insulin diabetes, and can even lead to cancer. Sulforaphane is a really important liver protective compound, and it can also help if there's fat in the liver. With enough sulforaphane, let's say for example if you drank too much coffee, it helps to quickly detoxify caffeine, drugs, chemicals, and even poisons. Eating cruciferous vegetables with sulforaphane can even enhance the liver to the point of having enhanced function even 2 weeks after you stopped eating them. Some of the effects from eating cruciferous vegetables extend into the future even if you don't eat them, which is pretty amazing. If you consume cruciferous sprouts, you get a major enhancement in sulforaphane, especially broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, and mustard seed sprouts. Sprouting is a very smart thing to do because all you need is just a little bit of those sprouts on your salad to create a huge effect. One of the key enzymes to activate sulforaphane is destroyed with heat, so if you overcook broccoli or cauliflower, you won't get the full magnitude of sulforaphane. Unless you add sprouts to your salad or a little bit of raw cruciferous vegetables, or if you add a little mustard to your meal. Mustard has a lot of that enzyme because it's cruciferous, and that will help activate sulforaphane in the cooked food. There are many other phytonutrients in cruciferous vegetables that support liver function and have a lot to do with decreasing complications from diabetes and free radical damage. They improve sensitivity to insulin and improve insulin resistance while supporting your blood sugars. Personally, I consume a lot of arugula in my salads, which is loaded with enzymes to activate sulforaphane. I also eat a lot of raw cabbage like coleslaw and sauerkraut, which is loaded with the enzymes to activate sulforaphane. Out of all the things you can eat, cruciferous vegetables are at the top of the list. Number 2 is garlic, which is loaded with sulfur, and sulfur is wonderful for detoxifying the liver and acting as a natural antibiotic. It's very antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. Garlic is really good for stripping off fat from your liver, and it also has a lot of vitamin B1. Garlic is just one of those superfoods that's anti-inflammatory, a powerful antioxidant, and has huge anti-cancer properties. The next one for the liver is turmeric, and the active phytonutrient in turmeric is curcumin. Curcumin is a powerhouse in reducing inflammation, and I know someone who had lifelong headaches and had to take copious amounts of Tylenol for years. Their liver was going downhill, but one of the key things they did was start taking turmeric on a daily basis. Not only did the headaches go away, but now not having to take Tylenol, their liver is doing much better. One thing I want to say about the liver is that it's rugged and tough, and it can bounce back. Unless it's completely destroyed, it only needs a little bit of itself to function properly. Many people have destroyed a good portion of their liver, and they're able to exist and survive, which is quite amazing. Out of all the organs, the liver is the most robust, and it can take a beating and bounce back. Turmeric can also detoxify heavy metals like lead, mercury, cadmium, and even arsenic. Turmeric helps to repair and regenerate liver function, and it helps stabilize the mitochondria, which is why it's very anti-cancer. The origin of cancer happens with damaged mitochondria, and turmeric is heavily studied, especially in its ability to decrease fat on your liver. If you combine a ketogenic diet, low carb, with intermittent fasting, turmeric, and some of these other compounds, you're going to be in really good shape for having a healthy liver. The next one on the list is beets, which have always been known to help detox the liver. They can help reduce liver enzymes if the liver enzymes are high. The phytonutrients in the pigments of beets can help activate the release of bile salts, and that can help decrease the fat in your liver. Beets are hepatoprotective, which means they protect the liver cells and they can significantly reduce inflammation in the liver. If they can reduce inflammation, they can slow down the process of fibrosis and scar tissue and cirrhosis. A question people might have is, what about beets and being keto-friendly, will it spike blood sugars? If you don't juice beets and you have them steamed, there are some carbohydrates, but if you add the fiber, that will buffer the insulin response. In a half cup of beets you're looking at only 6.7 grams of carbs, which is not terribly high. The next food is mushrooms, and what's so important about mushrooms with the liver is that they contain some of the highest amounts of glutathione. Glutathione is the main antioxidant for the liver, especially if you consume turkey tail mushroom, oyster mushrooms, and other varieties. Mushrooms are hepatoprotective, meaning they protect the cells of the liver. Now we get to avocados, which are a great thing to consume to help repair and stabilize the liver. Avocados are high in glutathione that supports the liver, but the main thing is all you have to do is consume one avocado a week to see significant improvements in liver function. Avocados are very anti-inflammatory, and inflammation in the liver leads to so many issues including hepatitis, fatty liver, and cirrhosis. Anything that can lower inflammation would be very good for the liver. The last thing I'm going to recommend is extra virgin olive oil, and just a very small amount can make a difference. In fact, just 1 teaspoon in your salad dressing can create significant improvements in liver enzymes. Extra virgin olive oil decreases fat on your liver, it improves insulin sensitivity and reduces insulin resistance. It's a very powerful anti-inflammatory compound. So there you have it, the best foods to help support a healthy liver, and remember, your liver is one of the most resilient organs in your body. Give it the right nutrition and it will reward you with optimal health and vibrant energy for years to come.